So, what if I told you the best way to earn someone's respect wasn't to give them more of your time, but less? In this explainer, we're going to dive into a pretty powerful and, yeah, maybe a little uncomfortable idea that just flips everything we think we know about availability right on its head.
You know, from the time we're kids, the message is hammered into us, right? Show up, be consistent, be reliable, give them your time, your energy, your focus. The whole idea is that if you're always there for people, they're going to value you more.
But let's be real for a second. Is that how it actually plays out? So often, it feels like the more you give, the less it's appreciated. The more available you make yourself, the easier you are to just ignore. Look, people don't obsess over what they already have locked down. They obsess over what feels like it might be slipping away.
Now, let's be clear. This is not about being cruel or playing games. It's about being strategic. We're going to break down the actual mechanics of perception, of distance, and timing. A set of principles really inspired by Machiavellian thinking.
Okay, so first things first, we've got to understand the core problem, what we're going to call the availability trap. This is like a psychological quicksand that just sucks the value right out of you, and you don't even see it happening.
This lays out the conflict perfectly. On one side, you've got the lie that we're all fed, consistency builds respect. But then you look at the reality, familiarity erases respect. We're told that being present makes you important, but the truth is, unlimited access completely destroys your perceived value. I mean, think about it. When anything is always available, it just becomes invisible.
And hey, this is not some new idea. Machiavelli was writing about this hundreds of years ago. He understood that real control isn't about brute force, it's about managing how people see you. When people can't fully get to you, well, they can't fully control you either.
All right, so if being constantly available is the trap, how in the world do you escape? Well, the answer really lies in three very distinct pillars that'll help you shift that power dynamic right back into your favor.
Our first pillar is the absolute foundation of this whole strategy, the art of absence. This is where we learn how to strategically and purposefully create distance, not just physically, but in how we communicate too. The process here is actually pretty simple, but it's incredibly powerful. Step 1, you have to end the expectation of instant access. Step 2, you withdraw silently. No big announcements, no drama. And then step 3, you just let that absence speak for itself. Trust me, it's going to say way more than your words ever could.
Okay, so here's the critical part. This is not about punishing anyone. It's really just about basic economics. You're reestablishing the simple fact that your time and your attention are finite, valuable resources. When you just give them away for free with no limits, people completely forget they have any worth.
And this just perfectly explains why that silent withdrawal works so well. See, when you don't give an explanation for your absence, the other person's mind is forced to start filling in the blanks. They start projecting their own insecurities, their own curiosities onto the situation, creating a story in their head that is way more powerful than anything you could have said.
This brings us right into our second pillar, strategic uncertainty. So once you've established a bit of absence, the next layer here is to make yourself unreadable.
I mean, really think about it. When someone can predict exactly how you're going to act, when you're going to reply, and what your emotional response is going to be, there's zero mystery. Predictability breeds comfort, sure, but comfort is the absolute enemy of curiosity and attraction.
So what happens when that predictable pattern just breaks? What if they genuinely had no idea what to expect from you next? That sudden uncertainty immediately forces their attention to snap right back onto you, because the human brain absolutely hates an unsolved puzzle. So how do you actually do it? Well, you become strategically unpredictable. You reply late one day and then super fast the next. You show a lot of interest and then you pull it back a little. When they're expecting you to get emotional, you stay completely calm. You're not trying to be chaotic, you're just being fluid. And you're forcing them to adjust to your rhythm for a change.
The end goal of all this is to create what we can call mental engagement. It's that state where someone else starts investing their own mental energy just trying to figure you out. And that investment, that is the very soil where obsession and attachment begin to grow. And that leads us to our final and honestly, the most crucial pillar. This is the one that makes everything else actually work. The power of detachment. And this is all about an internal shift, not some external tactic you use.
Okay, here's a really subtle but incredibly important distinction. You can be physically gone, but still be 100% emotionally available. If they know they can still push your buttons and get validation or reassurance or an emotional reaction out of you, then guess what? They haven't really lost you.
This quote really says it all. If they feel your distance, but they don't feel a sense of loss, then the whole strategy has no teeth. The tension only really starts when their emotional supply line, your approval, your reassurance, is cut off.
You can just see the transformation here. On one side, when you're controlled by need, everything you do is just to get a reaction from them. But on the other side, when you're powered by detachment, your actions are simply your choice. The entire dynamic flips on its head. Instead of you constantly reacting to them, they start reacting to you.
And this right here is the ultimate takeaway. Real power, true control, it's not about making someone chase you. It's about being genuinely okay whether they're there or not. Your actions are no longer driven by neediness, but by choice. And that is untouchable.
This single sentence just captures the entire philosophy perfectly. The second your presence becomes a choice instead of a need, your value goes through the roof. The desperation is gone, and where there is no desperation, there is control.
So I guess the final question is for you to think about. Is your power built on how other people react to you? Or are you building it from your own untouchable internal stability? Where does your real power actually lie?